Hello, my friends out in the YouTube universe. It's super rare that I ever do a YouTube live. I just don't typically do them, but I am going to do it today because today's a very special day, and I can't tell how many people are even watching right now. I hope there are some people in here. That'd be great if there were. Um, when you have like what I don't even know what I have, like almost 400,000 subscribers or something, which is wonderful. I'm very excited to share with you. In case you all didn't know, um, I'm writing a third cookbook, or I wrote a third cookbook, and in fact, it's coming out like in 3 weeks from today. Well, in case you're not familiar, let's just go back in the history for a quick second here. It started out with the original, the Orange Cookbook, the step-by-step Instant Pot Cookbook, which came out literally in April of 2020 at the height of the pandemic. Like, just everything shut down, the world stopped, and then my book came out. And I guess in a way, it came out at the perfect time because everyone was cooking. Nobody was able to eat anywhere out because no businesses were allowed to operate in terms of food for that period of time. So this came out, it performed better than anyone ever expected it to. Me, my publisher, and it was just busters. And I'm eternally grateful. So grateful. I really hope out there and you're watching this, you do have a copy of it. A year later, I released my next book, which is the lighter step-by-step cookbook, which is known as the blue one. It's all lighter recipes. It's basically friendly for keto, paleo, gluten-free, dairy-free, has vegetarian and vegan options in here, and it just tells you how to lighten things up. Nutrition information is in this book. And I think the things that make these books so special above anything else is the fact that, hello, by the way, feel free to type some comments, type where you're from, talk amongst yourselves. The thing I love so much about these books that sets them apart from all the rest is that they have gorgeous step-by-step color photos for every step. It's so easy. There's no guessing. It's like, am I doing this right? You just look at the picture and it'll show you that you're doing it right. And a final shot of what every recipe will look like. There's no guessing of what the final shot should look like. Chicken marsala, delicious. I love that picture. Too often there are cookbooks out there where the photos are too far and in between recipes. Like every 4 recipes, you'll see a photo of what it should look like. It's a cookbook. You want to see what everything's going to look like. I'm never going to make a recipe in any cookbook if I can't see a picture of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel. So it's critical for me. I released this book with my publisher before we even signed anything, going forward with an agreement. I said the book has to emanate my step-by-step tutorial style that I do on my YouTube channel and on my blog. And luckily they were in full agreement. And I'm like, all right, this is the right publisher for me. And we move forward. And then I said to myself, oh, wait, but I actually have to now photograph every single one of these and like almost like stop motion every step. So it's easier said than done, but it got done. My amazing photographer Alexi and I banged it out with my amazing food stylist for the first book, Sarah. Wonderful job. And then on the next book, I had Alexi come back. We shot this one during the pandemic. We've shot this one in September of 2020, in fact. And my amazing food stylist who came on board for this one was Carol. And now I am so pleased and proud to present my next book, which is the Yellow Book, Simple Comforts, Step-by-Step Instant Pot Cookbook. Listen, we live in a time where comfort is needed more than ever. Oh, is it ever? We have lived the last 2 years and just basically trying to get by with each day, figuring it out as it comes along. There's no rules and technically, and you just live each day and get through it and try to be good while you live your life. Just try to be a good person as best as you can. And now there's all these horrendous things happening in other parts of the world. Comfort is at the forefront. We crave it. We need it. This book has it. It is literally like, I want to say, a volume 2 of the first book, of the Orange Book. The Yellow Book is loaded with comfort food. Almost every single recipe in this book is just, well, not almost, all the recipes in this book are pure comfort. And in true fashion, like the other books, let me explain to you. By the way, I think this is my favorite photo in this book, is my spaghetti and meatballs. It's a beautiful photo. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And Carol plated that up and Lexi shot it. So I want to show you in the book. I don't know if everything's backwards. Is everything backwards? By the way, you can pre-order this, and the link is in the description, or just go on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target, anywhere, or your local bookstore. Go to their websites and just type in Jeffrey Eisner, my name, Jeffrey, not E-R-Y or E-R-E-Y. It's Jeffrey, and just type in my name, and you're going to see this. Or type in Simple Comforts Step by Step. The book will pop up anywhere books are sold online, so you can find it there. And you'll get a good pre-order deal typically through a lot of these vendors and retailers. So don't miss out on that. Oh, good. I'm glad everything's not backwards. That makes me happy because everything I'm seeing is backwards. So I'm glad it's not for you. In true fashion, like my other books, let me explain to you a few things here. The book itself, every recipe has a timing bar in the very beginning of it, okay? It's going to explain to you the prep time, which is always a guesstimate because everyone preps at different speeds. So take that one with a little bit of grain of salt. If you feel like it might take you a little bit longer, add another 5 minutes. Typically, I look at prep time between 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the recipe, how much chopping there is. Then I give you saute time, which is if the recipe has a saute step, whether it be before or after pressure cooking is in there, some time accumulated for that. The pressure building time, how long your pot takes to come to pressure when you set the time, because it's not instantaneous, obviously, in case you didn't know, or maybe you did. When you're pressure cooking, when you set the time, it doesn't immediately count down for the time you set it for. It has to build the pressure first before it can then start to count down for the pressure time we set it for. So that's factored into the timing bar, the pressure cook time, of course. And if there's a natural release time instead of just a quick release, and we have to wait for the steam to release naturally for a few minutes, all this, by the way, is explained in the introduction. If you're like, what is he talking about? Some of you are seasoned pros and you know what I'm talking about, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, the introduction explains all of this. And then it gives you the total time, what it will take you basically on average. 30 minutes we're looking at for spaghetti and meatballs. It should take you from basically start to finish. Serves 4 to 6. And then it also tells you the lifestyle compliancy that it follows, just like my lighter book here. I also tell you if the recipe is, for instance, dairy-free, or if it's vegetarian or vegan, how to make, and if it's not, how to make it that way. Because this book is definitely comfort food and definitely on the more indulgent side. These lights are like super, like, I don't know. I cleaned my camera and everything, and it's just still like giving me streakiness here. What was I gonna say? I forgot where I was going with this, but okay. Another thing about this, on top of every recipe having tips, I'm very excited about this. Can you see? I get very excited when I talk about this. Every recipe has some tips on how to do a couple of extra things here and there. I love to throw those in throughout my books in case you're not familiar. I also show you how to lighten every recipe up. So because the food is all comfort food, it's not necessary. These are not like the healthiest meals you're going to be eating. It's comfort food, right? We all love comfort food, at least I do. So eat them in moderation. But here's ways to lighten up every single recipe. I give you a lighter comfort section. On top of that all, this book, to me, after having my third one come out, it wouldn't be here without you guys at all. And it's important for me, for everyone to understand that. And I wanted the book to showcase a handful of stories from my wonderful viewers, such as yourselves, who submitted wonderful stories to me. And peppered throughout the book, you're going to find these stories that are basically relatable, very relatable, I feel like, in many ways, whether they're funny stories or emotional stories. They're brief little, tidbit stories, but I love each and every one of them. And it just keeps the book, I think, more real. It's about what comfort means to people when they cook in the kitchen. How does somebody's kitchen journey basically relate to them and relate to comfort food. So that's what I wanted to put in this book. You're going to get about 60-ish of these stories throughout, which I love. Wow. And you see, one of the things I love about this book also is the super fun title design this time around. My wonderful designer Laura really pulled out all the stops and had some fun with it. I think my favorite one, let me show you my favorite of all of them. There's so many that I love, but where are you? I just love, every single time I go through it, I guess get more and more excited. I could just, of course, go to the table and contents. Look at this, sesame peanut noodles. Does that not look like something you want to I would lick it right now, but it's going to taste like new book taste, which is fine. New book smell is lovely. Look, I have the famous TikTok pasta. Well, I call it tomato feta frisbees because I use orecchiette. So delicious. If you love some feta and you love tomato, it's a wonderful, delicious, delicious pasta. Oh, here's my favorite type. The way, look at how cool this is. I love what she did with this, Laura. Cheeseburger deluxe pasta. Here it is. It's basically like going to In-N-Out Burger and having like a pasta done like a cheeseburger animal style. If you know In-N-Out, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, go to California or wherever In-N-Outs are out west and try one. How cute is that? How she made it look like an actual cheeseburger. Super fun. The book is actually thicker than my other volumes. So it's a little hard to see here, but I have my books nice and worn out because I use them all the time. You see the yellow one's a little bit thicker. In fact, it has, how many pages do we have total in this book? 288 pages in the yellow book, and in my other books, we have 272. So we're looking at 16 pages fatter, which makes sense because it's comfort food. It should be a little bit on the more plus side. You know what I mean? It's my biggest baby yet. I literally feel like I have 3 children. And people will say, which is your favorite? And the answer is all 3 of them. I can't decide. I can't ever pick. I never will, because I love all of them. I put my blood, sweat, and tears literally into each of these books. But it's right now, all the eyes and all the action is on the yellow one. The Simple Comfort Step-by-Step Instant Pot Cookbook, coming your way 3 weeks from today, April 12th, 2022. It's a Tuesday. I believe that's when all books are released. It's not going to be spiral bound like my other books. My publisher won't do it that way because you know why? It needs, when it's on a shelf at a store, if you slice the spine off, you won't see this and you won't be able to tell what the book is. That being said, you'll find probably third-party people on Amazon selling it spiral bound, as they have both my other books. But my suggestion is buy it how it is, and you can either just use it with a book stand, which has a little thing that holds it open, or you can just bring it to an office store like a Staples or your local office shop, and they'll likely do it for you for about $5 to $6 usually. It depends. Every store's a little different. If the store tells you we can't do it, they're lying to you, because 95% of these stores will do it. So I would say if you want it spiral bound, which is a nice option, just bring it to your store yourself and get it done there. It's better off, in my opinion, doing that than ordering it that way on Amazon through a third party or whatever website, because chances are that person is they're marking it up more than what you would pay to get it done, and they might do a sloppy job. And if they do a sloppy job at another store like a Staples or something, I think, I can't speak for them or the store specifically, but typically they'll reimburse you or something. I don't know if that's true, so don't hold me to that. I'm not going to say that's true, but I know that it happened one time when I went to one of these stores and they accidentally screwed up the spine, and they were like, "Oh, well, we'll have to reimburse you for the price of the book." And I'm like, "Okay," but I didn't have them do it. I'm like, "It's fine, don't worry." I don't know if that's true. So that it's a policy thing. So I'm not going to say that. Anyway, guys, I'm thrilled you're here. I'm so glad. I hope that you pre-ordered this book. If you've pre-ordered the book, please type in the comments that you have. This is really, this one is a huge labor of love, like I said. There is a Kindle version available as well. There's a Kindle version of all my books available. So the way I look at it is get both. Get the hard copy because you want the beautiful hard copy, and get the Kindle in case you want to go somewhere and you have it always at your fingertips, or if you're in the market that day and you're like wondering, what do I want to make from Jeffrey's book tonight? Oh, I have it in my Kindle, and you can pull up and look at recipes, and you can be right in the market and look at your ingredients that you might need. So it's great to have both, in my opinion. So there you have it, guys. My third child, the yellow step-by-step Instant Pot Cookbook, Simple Comforts, and I'm just so excited about it. It's always so difficult to choose the cover. Well, the thing I love about the cover situation here is that we have the original one is the orange one with like the circle situation. I love it, and obviously it caught on, which makes me so happy. It's known as the orange one. And then the blue one is like symmetrical to the orange one, where you see the circles are kind of symmetrical, like it's like the opposite side. And then the new one, we have everything is kind of center and around. Choosing the food I wanted for the cover was really tough, because I was like, I love all the pictures. I'm like, well, what do people, people say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but when it comes down to a cookbook, it's all about judging it by its cover. In my opinion, you have to judge a cookbook by its cover. What will you want to eat? Anything? Is anything going to pull you in looking at this? And I'm like, the French onion soup has to be on there with that cheese pull. A cheesecake needs to be on there for sure. classic spaghetti and meatballs looks great. I have my naked egg rolls on there, which is in the 7 ingredients or less chapter. Look at that. We got a 7 ingredients or less chapter in this book, my friends. Talk about amazing. You see all these icons? That's to tell you what dietary or lifestyle, eating lifestyles it's coinciding with. That's right. That's the word. I'm losing words today. They're all like flying out of my head. I've been playing Wordle too much, and my brain has just become fried from it. Yeah, of course I'm going to put cashew pepe in there. Of course I'm going to. One of my favorite recipes, one of the easiest, and literally 5 ingredients. Can't go wrong with that one. On the back we have some paella, my stuffed s'mores cake, steak tidbits on garlic bread. We have chicken teriyaki, and we have chicken gnocchi soup. Just literally, that's how many is it? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 10 recipes out of 100. There's 90 more in this book that you haven't even seen. So there's so many of them. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones also. The Korean beef bulgogi tacos. To die for, delicious. Couldn't be easier. Everything, my friends, in these books is laughably simple. Everything is easy. Nothing is hard. Let me just explain really quickly again one more time. I am not a professional chef. I've had no formal training. I'm just a guy who likes to have fun cooking. It's therapy for me. I was working as a video producer in the PR advertising world, and I was not happy with my job. I felt very unfulfilled. I would always go home and just cook for my own form of therapy. And when the Instant Pot came out, I just said, wow, this thing is new. And a lot of people seemed really intimidated by it. And I'm like, well, I'm going to learn this thing and see what I can do with it. Maybe there's a market here to start getting people excited about a new way of cooking, because I was excited about it, and then maybe come up with a few recipes. And that was it. I just have a knack. I've always had a knack for just seeing what's in my cupboard. I got this from my grandma, Lil. She's my inspiration for cooking. I always had just going through the cupboard. What do we got here? What can we do with this? Kind of like Chopped, like on Food Network a little bit, but I would never dare go on that show. I've been on the Food Network on a Hanukkah challenge, but it wasn't like Chopped where it's like you have to take these ingredients and make this out of it or something, and use toothpaste and carrots or something to make some. Thankfully that didn't happen. I did good though on the show. I'm not gonna watch it. See if you could watch it on the Discovery app or something. The Ultimate Hanukkah Challenge. It was hosted by Molly Ye, and Duff Goldman was one of the judges. Give it a shot. It was a lot of fun. And I'm not professional, so I just like to cook for fun. So the important thing, to make a long story short or a short story long, is that I just always loved cooking. And if I can cook, anybody absolutely can. I'm not a pro. I just know how to make flavors happen. I know how to make things, come to life. I know how to make things simple. They're not conventional ways of cooking. And then again, is anything in a pressure cooker conventional? Who makes pasta in a pressure cooker until recently? It's all unconventional, but it's all going to give you those flavors you love, and you're going to feel accomplished and feel like a rock star when you're done. Because people, when you serve my recipes to people, when you follow them as they're written, people are going to tell you, why have you been holding out on me? You're an amazing cook. I think, that sounds very cocky that I'm saying that, but I've got enough people who told me this, that it's true. You're going to really get complimented. So don't be afraid of cooking. Get that Instant Pot, which is highly affordable. Grab this beautiful brand new book loaded with photos. About who knows how many are in here, like 800 plus pictures are in here, color photos. The most of almost any cookbook you'll find. And just get going. Make something easily, deliciously. You need no training. You need no experience. You could be the most trained cook, and then you'll look at my recipes and say, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, then you'll try, and you'll be like, okay, maybe he knows what he's doing. One of those situations. Anyway, I'm going to get going. I wanted to share it with you, but again, anywhere books are sold, go on Amazon, Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, shop local. Look up The Simple Comfort Step-by-Step Instant Pot Cookbook by Jeffrey Eisner, and this is it. Here I am holding it. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoy it. 3 weeks time from today, it'll be arriving in your doorstep if you pre-order. So, yeah, I'm eternally grateful and thankful for you, because if you weren't here and you didn't support the other books, there's no way this book would be here. So thank you again. I adore you all. and I can't wait to release my next video. I hope you enjoyed those Dan Dan noodles that I did last week. The next one coming out this coming Sunday is beyond amazing, and I'm excited for that one too. I won't say what it is yet because I like a little mystery suspense situation going on here, a little element of surprise, you know. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna run because I actually have a few errands to do. I have another recipe to start making. I just wrote it out, and I've got to write this one. I mean, got my ingredients for it, and film that one tomorrow. So it's going to be a good one. Thanks again, my friends. I adore you all, and me and my babies all say thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy the day.